Welcome to Late Nights with Oko and Coco. I almost put up the Halloween background because it was full of dead stuff and mourning and darkness versus the rainbows and happiness and sadness.
And that
Remember
was,
all of our rainbows and happiness that is our usual, background.
And that was such a fun episode.
Right. Halloween was so fun.
That was our last episode. This next one is what they would be seeing. So.
Oh, yeah, because we definitely came in here and taped last night.
You want to retape, to go through what we did yesterday?
Yeah, so yesterday we came in here, we're drinking Fanta because I don't know why. We really should be drinking liquor.
I don't want it, but I'll tell you why I don't want it because I have a funny story.
You don't want this?
No, I'll tell you why I don't want liquor.
Oh, why you don't want liquor? Oh, okay.
We got it.
So, yeah, there's some levels to this. So, yesterday we came in here to tape. And we did. And we taped about 2 hours before before polls started closing.
Yeah, our time.
Before polls started closing on the.
They had closed on the East Coast.
No, they had. Okay.
Because we actually read some of them. Like I think we saw some of them like start happening.
Right. We saw it start to unfold. The madness that was last night.
Right.
Roll the intro.
Yo, these late nights got me acting a fool. I stepped in on Vavoom, like in the way that I move. I ain't play around with fools.
Okay, so we're here.
So I remember asking you yesterday, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
And you said, I feel okay.
Yeah.
So... And then you even asked me on the show, you asked how...
I see your phone.
Yeah, was I going to go... was I doing any... make sure you like put some shout or something on there.
Right.
Was I going to any parties? And I said, no, I need to be in bed.
Just in case shit go down.
Yeah, but there was some feeling when a friend of mine called me earlier yesterday. They were like, are you coming? You're invited to come to our party. Mm-hmm. And my body told me. I don't know why, but I knew I would be grieving. I said, no, I'm going to be in bed. I'm going to go tape this podcast.
Yep.
And I'm coming home.
Yep.
Even though I thought she probably would win, it was still like my body knew. So we taped the show. You dropped me off to the train. I did something I've never done. Now, there's a weed dispensary right across from me.
Yes, there is a weed dispensary right across from you.
It wasn't there when we were neighbors.
No, it wasn't, which is a damn shame because they missed out on good patronage.
But it's also a dispensary that you introduced me to just down the road.
Yes.
At the other location.
Yep.
So I think of you when I go there. But I'm reading the numbers. We're done with the show. He's growing. Her numbers are just remaining like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, something's got to give. I'm not going to be able to make it this night without something. So I go there. I get off. I go home, get something to eat. I go by the place, and I tell them, he said, okay, what can I help you with? I said, I have election anxiety, and doom is creeping up my ass.
Doom, right up my ass.
Can I get? He said, try some gummies.
Sure.
I popped 2 gummies at like 8:30. I was spinning by 9. My roommate wanted me to help him record an audition. I barely was able to do that.
Right.
I got in the bed. I threw my phone down. I heard it vibrating around 11. And I keep it on Do Not Disturb, so I knew it was you.
Right.
Because everyone that personally have like access to me, you guys don't listen to the Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Sakina,
I don't listen to that
Tanisha, Tiffany, you guys' names still pop up.
I'll just call again.
Yeah, so I knew that it was someone that I would want to talk to. Because everybody else, they don't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
So I look and I say, oh God, this is Corey. I could not turn on a light.
No.
Probably was the quietest you ever heard me. I let you talk.
Yeah.
I could not talk. I just could not. I could not formulate that this country, and I mean, when you read some of these exit polls, it's hard. We got some tough days ahead.
Well, I talked to my brother, and everyone's, I think for men who don't hate women, you don't realize how much men who hate women actually hate women.
Oh yeah. And then you add black to it.
I think the actual disdain for women is very, 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 very real. And it's more real than I can really imagine, I think.
Right.
That's the first thing. Second, I said when that nigga got shot that he was going to win.
I thought he would win too. Well, you remember now, I thought he was going to win until Kamala got in the race.
Right.
Personally.
Right.
I was telling you I was prepared for him to win with Trump,
Right.
with Biden. I really had prepared for this, but she got in the race and did such a good job. Actively, like we can't point out any bad she did, and we saw people galvanize.
I can point to some things I think Kamala could have done differently.
You can. We'll talk about that in a minute. You're
Remind
good.
me of that.
Yeah. I think that's fair to talk about. Here we are, but
Here
I
we
don't want
are.
to place. I don't think it's right for me. You do whatever. I don't want to place blame on Kamala with
Oh
this.
no, I'm not
This is
placing
fucking
blame on.
people.
Oh, I'm not placing blame
This
on
is
her
American
at all.
people.
This is American people, and
These
that's
are
inherently what I told
stupid
my brother.
people.
I was like, this is what. He was like, you're trying to make sense of it and it's not adding up. I said, no. It's making a lot of sense. It's all adding up. This all makes total sense. You mean America chose the racist, misogynistic option?
Saying the most
Vile
most
shit?
violent shit. That's the biggest okie doke for me.
Right, you know what I mean? Like that's who motherfuckers voted for. That's who y'all wanted. And now that's what y'all got. So I'm gonna just have to remain. So I kind of gotta start thinking about the way that I play the America thing. I gotta play it differently.
Yeah, you do.
Cause it's not us. It's not us. I feel no us. I feel them. And I feel us and them. That's how I feel. I feel very, very sad. I feel like it's very us and them, but I'm actually over it. And now I'm gonna start playing for me and mine.
Okay.
That's how the energy has to be. Because me thinking about, I don't got no fucking daughters. I'm not married. I don't live in one of these states that's gonna come take away rights away from me. I'm voting for you niggas. I'm voting for y'all motherfuckers in the places that y'all live in, who can't get out of the places y'all at.
I mean, but
I can afford to move.
They are saying that there is a possibility that 2 justices will retire now that Trump is back in, Thomas and Alito, and there's a possibility that he's just going to get younger people. So ultimately, I think they say today we should be aware that it could be a nationwide ban on not only abortions, but also like same-sex marriage. Because now they're going to get them back to the courts.
Well, no, that's not gonna work.
But that's not what's not going to work.
That's not gonna work. What I imagine that will end up happening is America is on path to turn into like something along Europe, which is like different countries that are cool with each other, generally. That's how I think it will end up being. Because trying to unify all these people under one concept is proving to be impossible.
No, that's not going to work.
It's proving to be just about impossible.
And when you say us versus them, are you talking about us Democrats versus Republicans, black versus everybody else?
Right. It's like it's to us. All of it. It's to us versus them. It's too much of that. So like and people, I get dragged sometimes for being like, I've been called capitalist. I've been called, thinking that everybody can just bootstrap up by themselves, and everyone, that everyone just has to pull themselves out of their own hole. But realistically, what else you gonna do? Because voting for this is a waste of time and energy. So, during this election, during this next 4-year chapter, Coco will be getting a bag. And these tax Trump cuts and all the horrors that are coming, the tax breaks that are coming for the rich people, because your taxes are going up. All you think Trump is about to lower your taxes, the only people whose taxes are getting lowered are people who make more than $390,000 a year. Everyone else's taxes are going up. You fucking idiots. And so, but it's fine. It's cool. That Trump is the party that aligns with God.
We did that, but that was that part. That was an interesting
Right.
conversation if we would have had that episode. Let's do. I am going to go a little further, and this is me saying this. I think that from now on, for me, and I live like this anyway, it is us versus them, but it's also, I'm going to be more specific for me. It is black versus them. Because when y'all look at these fucking exit polls, we got to call the truth and shame the devil. I mean, this is not an issue. Black people, Trump didn't gain any more black people nationally. Trump didn't really gain any more black voters. 86% went for Harris, 12% went for Trump this year. 2020, 87% went for Biden.
So it wasn't black people.
Yeah, Trump got 12% this year. And black men nationally, 70% went for Kamala, 20% went for Trump. In 2020, it was 79. This year, it was 70. So
Black men didn't help.
Black men didn't help, but this idea that it's black people, that's not that. And then one more thing with these numbers that are just interesting.
Didn't she lose the popular?
Yeah. Another thing, men, 18, I want to go there next. Latino men, this is the part. 44% Democrat, 54% Trump.
Latino men.
Yeah. Latino women.
And you know what?
61% Democrat, 37% Trump. And this man has already promised to date. The first thing he said was there would be mass deportations on day one. So chickens come home to roost for us all.
That's what it is. So you know what? For all y'all, for everybody who's over
Chickens
here,
are fucking coming home to roost for us all.
It's funny the about face that all of these Latinos done pulled when y'all pulled up and got here. Like all y'all from Cuba, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, none of you niggas is from here. And now, which is fine. But now, but the about face that you turn around and make when you get here, he taking your grandma. He taking your kids.
Taking them.
He
Bye-bye.
taking them. And I'm not saying shit. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit here with my green passport. I'm gonna sit here with my blue passport.
Another interesting exit poll number was that men ages 18 to 29, that's all races. I'm old as that ain't me. They shifted 30 points towards Trump from 2020. So this country is fucking in a very, very strange spot.
You know what? They got what they wanted.
I do not know how. I mean,
that's what you wanted. That's last time Trump was president. I said, okay,
but
well,
what's
I
the
guess this is what people
psychology of
wanted.
that? When you hear a president or a man running for president saying things like he's going to get rid of the press, he's going to lock up his adversaries, what appeals the person? Because that scares the shit out of me.
Idiots. It's all idiots.
It's millions and millions of idiots.
It's millions of idiots.
White women
Millions
in
of
Georgia,
idiots.
70% of white women in Georgia went to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
They have no shame.
None.
White men definitely. They
Sure.
always overwhelmingly vote for him.
Sure.
They have no shame.
None.
They have no shame.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I said this before, when I was 26 in 2016 and Hillary lost, it felt a little different. At 34 years old, I have a sense of community, and they are all rooted in artistic and strong black people. So we're going to survive.
Oh, that's
and we're
just
going to
it.
laugh, and we're going to know
Black
joy,
people-
and we're going to fuck up, and
Black-
we're going to do all this stuff.
Black
so we're
people
fine.
have been surviving in America for a very long time.
we're going to fine.
We'll be just fine.
We're fine. We're fine.
Niggas will be just fine. Real shit. Black people will be just fine.
And don't come asking for a life jacket.
Don't
when
come
the waters
asking
get
for a
deep.
motherfucking life jacket. Now that's the truth. Now
Don't come
that
asking
is
for
the
a life
fucking
jacket
truth.
when the waters were deep. My grandma would say, you up a creek without a paddle, find it.
Right.
You better
will
find
remain
it, honey.
Y'all flyover states, and they will be for flying over. That's it. They will not be for spending money. They will not be for vacations.
Yeah, another thing, and this is what I want to ask you. So just numbers-wise, Trump got 74 million votes in 2020. 71 actually in 2024. So he lost some people. Here is the interesting part. Biden got 81 million. Harris got 66. So 14 million people
Did not show up.
did not show up.
Mm-hmm.
14 million people sat this election out
Mm-hmm.
with a woman who couldn't say she was a nigga. She never did. She let people talk about it. We talked about it. They wrote articles about it. She didn't bend over and say, look at my pussy. She didn't say, grab me by the pussy. She didn't do any of that. And I'm wondering, and this is probably some of your critique of her, and I don't know this now, but I'm wondering, again, I'm not putting this on Kamala, but I do wonder,
Where was the misstep?
not only where was the misstep, what else could she had said?
I think that Kamala's missteps. Okay. I think that Kamala's missteps actually come from when she started. Not from when she started. The issues didn't start from when she started. But when Kamala came out
Came out in this campaign.
in this election, in this campaign, in this
So
election
August.
in July, whatever.
Yeah, July.
She was not anti-Trump. That wasn't how she had positioned herself. She was positioned as a face of change, as a positive. She was smiling. She was happy. And that's what she was doing, and that was working. Around October,
After the debate.
and even like during it, did she switch to saying Donald Trump's name a lot, almost like fuck Donald became a rhetoric. Like she almost was saying, vote for me against him. Vote for me to, which is not how she started. That's not how the messaging really started. And it switched to vote for me against him. So he does not win. Vote for me so he does not win. And I don't think that was the right message because there was a lot of white people and people who were okay with Trump, maybe ready for something new, but were okay with whatever had went down with Donald Trump. So I think that when her messaging switched from like pro-her, pro-change to like anti-Donald, it switched back to pro-her, pro-change like the last week. But it veered for like a little too long. And I think during that time, the white people who liked Donald Trump felt away.
But I hear that. I think that's a valid
I kind of think that's what happened.
I can see that being some of it. This is me not putting the onus at all on her. I think that could be right, but I also think that the tides were turning. I think that she went to see him, because remember, she hit a very big high with the polls, and then I want to say something about polls too. But then she didn't really dip, but she got a little more, she got balance.
Right.
But his rhetoric got more unhinged. So I think when Obama and Michelle got out there, this was a man who was talking about lining up Liz Cheney and shooting her. So I think it became almost because he's so unhinged, we have to name the boogeyman. I think you're right. I don't know if it worked.
Oh no,
That's great. Hello.
Huh.
Welcome to the show. This is an election show, child.
Right. Okay. I think everything kept rolling.
It's fine. Oh yeah, it did stop.
No.
Yeah.
So
I think that actually, I believe that was some of the reason that she was doing it. But can I say what about the polls? I believe that people were fucking lying on the telephone. Not shocking. I think some of them white women was saying, I'm going to go in the booth, because we went to hearing how the white lady was going to go in the booth and defy her husband, who was her provider, and vote the other way and keep her pussy in mind. I believe that these people were lying on the polls.
I mean, Donald Trump had been ahead of the polls primarily the entire time.
But Kamala had a lot of daisies last since she got in the race, where she was 1% above him, 3 points. These people, up until we were hearing she was going to win Iowa 2 days ago.
Right.
So I do believe that there were people, and it's not shocking. I think people know that he's a silly man, but secretly they want to protect whiteness. So of course you're going to lie to the pollster.
I don't even think that people are lying to pollsters. I don't know if I think that polls are a good example of how people are thinking.
I think that after this, we got to know that they're not a good example.
I mean, I feel like this isn't the first example of that.
No, people are too stunned. I mean, when you hear Nancy Pelosi saying with definitive, a lady who know politics, that she's going to win. No. These people was buying into what people were telling them.
I was stunned in 2016. Stunned. Jaw dropped, stunned. Was I stunned yesterday? Stunned? No.
No, I wasn't stunned.
I wasn't.
I'm sick.
I was not happy.
Very, very sick.
I was upset.
It makes me very sick.
I'm scared. Bad.
In a way.
I thought it was a sad day to be an American.
Oh, right now it's sad.
You know, I was like, man, this just sucks. But I was not stunned. By no stretch of the imagination. By no stretch of the imagination was I stunned.
Also, I mean, it makes you just wonder, like, because he's told us all these things. I mean,
but this is what people wanted.
This is what they wanted.
I'm going to get it back. I'm going to make money and be successful regardless of who's president. Real shit. Not changing anything for me. But like, everybody ain't me. Everybody is not me. And I feel bad for the people who are not me. I feel bad for the people who like do not have the tools, do not have the whatever the fuck it is that you need to the extra I'll bootstrap my way the fuck up out this motherfucker. That's what's going down. That's what's been going down the whole time. And I expect niggas to do so.
They will.
Realistically.
They will.
But again, for everyone else's whose taxes are about to go up and y'all think inflation is not about to go up higher, like, So fucking stupid. You don't realize that we're living in Donald Trump's economy? You fucking idiots.
Child.
You cannot. You're never living in the economy of the president who, unless the president has been president for the last like 6 years. You are not living in the president. You are not living in the economy of the president who is president. You're living in the economy of the last one, because it takes time for those 2017 tax cuts to make a mess and a muck here and now to be living in that world. Now we are living in that world. Joe Biden hasn't done anything to your damn taxes, you fucking idiots.
He's not.
He hasn't done anything to your taxes.
And I think what's going to happen, I believe that they're going to realize in a few shades that when he get in office, that how successful Joe Biden was and how he did. Yeah, inflation did go up. Grocery stores got more expensive. And yeah, maybe your money didn't stretch as much as it did. But I think it is right to point out that some of those years Trump was benefiting from Obama economy too. It wasn't his.
Of course, it was not his economy. You were never in the economy of the sitting president. That is just almost never the case. So Trump gets to benefit from the Obama years, wreck up the Biden ones, and now it's very interesting.
So here's my question though. Next, do you think, because Trump has told us that this would be our last election, we would not have to do that again, that he would change all of that. He's already said that all those generals and people that he had in 2020 and 2016, he's not calling those people this time. That's what Project 2025 is about. They're going rogue. So what do you think the next 2 years are going to look like outside of us? We're going to be fine, but what would it look like? I mean, he's promising deporting millions on the first day.
I mean,
trans people, love you, part of the community. But if a man runs on fear where he says things like children are going to school a boy and coming back a girl, he's coming for that shit.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm telling you, you're going to have to, as an American, make some choices. You're going to have to live somewhere that gets down with how you think.
Shout out to California, because do you know the polls here closed at 8 o'clock by 8:10.
They said that they said, oh no.
So we know how to vote.
Right.
We do. And I'm thankful to live in this state.
This whole side of the damn country really do. This whole side of the country.
It was all blue. Colorado,
knew what it
Washington,
was.
Oregon.
Right. Knew what it was.
Yeah, no, they voted. And I mean, even when you
New Mexico.
When I looked at some of these polls, some of these numbers of even in the swing states, I mean, they're very, very neck and neck.
California is not as old of a state as other states. As a result, all of these West Coast states are newer on the grand scheme of states. As a result, I don't think there was ever slavery in California. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a thing.
I don't think so.
California is after slavery. The incorporation of California, the state, is after slavery. Same thing goes for a lot of these Western states.
Right.
So the racism inherently, there's also less black people here as well for the same reason. But there's less black people and there's less racism. There's less of it because they don't have some built-in my Grammy Mima's, my great-great-great-Grammy's Mima wasn't stepping on someone else's great-great-great-Grammy's Mima's neck.
So yeah, no. California it was never legally a slave state, but they did have slaves.
So it was never legally a slave
Never
state.
legally a slave state.
Right.
They did have slaves. Between 1850 and 1860, more than 2,000 enslaved people were brought to California to work in the gold mines.
1850 and 1860.
Yeah, and work in the gold mines, which Asians and slaves, that makes sense.
So there's like I said, there's very light history with slavery and this whole side of the country.
Right.
And so as a result, I think that there's just notably a bit less racism. It's a bit less baked in, like it is all up and down the East Coast. Yeah, you're gonna have to move somewhere that gets down with how you get down. Because that's just is what it is. I
mean, Georgia, he definitely got Georgia 6 electoral college votes. Harris is at 49%. Trump is at 51%. In Michigan, Harris got 48%. Trump got 50%. In Nevada, 47 for Harris. Trump 52. North Carolina, 48 for Harris. Trump was 51%. And Pennsylvania, which is what everyone was talking about, 49. And Harris got 49. Trump got 50. So, I mean, and they have been telling us that it was going to be a tight race. So I suppose when you look at it like that, it is still a tight race.
That is a tight race.
That's a tight race. So because there is a math.
That don't make it no better to me.
Don't make it better, but just for me, it does give it a little intellectually. I can work with that a little more than just sitting with the idea, which is also true that people overwhelmingly voted for Trump. And I also think it's an indictment of the Democratic Party. I think that the Democrats have to figure out that maybe this multi-coalition, everybody get to be who they want to be. That's not what Americans are wanting to hear. I want to hear it.
I want to hear that too.
I definitely do, but obviously people don't. Because when you look at the rallies this woman was having with every pop star you can name, all feeling good, it was all good feelings. How do you go that opposite way to a fucking man who, as of yesterday or 2 days ago, was talking about being behind bulletproof, therefore the gun that may hit him will hit the press. And that would be a good day, is what he said.
I just kind of feel like...
God.
I don't know.
Ugh.
If America was like, we drawing a line down the middle, pick a side. We drawing some lines down. Everybody need to be where they want to be on January 1st, 2026. Everybody need to figure out, you need to be there where you want to be.
2025.
26. You got 1 year.
Oh, okay, got it.
1 year to relocate, put your bags together and move to the place where you want to go. Okay? Think about it. Think about the rights you want. Think about the shit you want. Because out in California, we don't do Georgia things.
No, we don't.
We do not. Okay?
No, we don't.
Out in Georgia, they do not do New York things.
What do you think, though? Because, Trump hates Newsom and has threatened all of these states. What do you think? Because he's all about retribution. Have you thought, like, is he going to get back at his adversaries? I mean, time will tell.
I mean,
I don't know what that means, but that's what he said he's going to do.
Right.
This is all shit he said.
Right.
If it was all writers writing this shit, he said this stuff.
Man, I'm so happy that I'm in California and kind of far away. It's far from D.C. It's far away
and D.C.
from
did
Florida.
right by Kamala, too.
California has a lot of people.
Yeah.
California has guns. California has water.
Oh
I'm going to just be over here.
Someone, just got a little bit of levity. Someone on Black Twitter tweeted, I need 6 chickens, 3 goats, a machete, salt, and some black candles. Y'all done missed twice. Magic won't.
Right.
It's time to put a head on some of this bullshit.
Right. Because something's going down.
Something got to give
Something's
now.
got to give.
Somebody got to turn into a monkey.
Right.
It's time to cut this shit out.
Right.
It's time to turn a cracker into a monkey.
I just wish, that it wasn't, I don't know. I'm tired about thinking about other people.
So
I think that's what it is.
What I will say is that
I'm gonna just think about me.
It does give me a little purpose of when from now on I come in here. I always had purpose. But now we got a president who we don't fucking know what we're going to come in here outraged with Trump.
I feel like it should be inspiring. If Donald Trump can be president after 34 felonies, a sexual rape
and that's all
conviction.
Going away. Yeah, that's all going away.
If you can be president after this, you can do anything.
Jack Smith has already said that as we speak, he's winding down on the case because all that shit is going to go away.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's also something, Corey, that I think people like about him. I do think that it's something within people's mind that they like the idea that even as vile as he is, he gets away with it.
Oh yeah.
And for some people, that's something that you it's admirable.
They're
suppose.
Rewriting the story as it goes right now.
Of course.
That book just got rewritten.
Dodged a bullet.
Right. Came back, won the presidency, died 15 months later. And with a Big Mac sitting on a toilet.
And J.D. Vance is not going to be nice to us.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, he's not.
He's not going to be nice.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's not going to be nice. You got Bobby Kennedy Jr., who's already telling the people, because, you know, not Joe, what's his man name? Trump done told him he's going to be over health. He's an anti-vaxxer, so he's already planning and saying that he's going to get rid of, like, school vaccinations. So we may live in a world where your children get the measles and bring them back to you. Better get some calamine lotion.
Right.
Rub your ass with baking powder. Go back and scrub that ass with a Brillo pad or something. I mean, I don't know where we're headed. I also know that he's saying that he's going to get fluoride out the waters, out the tap water. There are things that fluoride do help with. So we're in a very fucked up spot. But I want to say this: that you can't blame black people.
No, you can't
You
blame
just can't
black
blame
people.
it on us.
You can't blame Oko or Coco.
You
either.
definitely can't blame us because we voted for Kamala.
We voted for Kamala. I told you bitches we was doing so.
Yeah, no, we voted for Kamala. And California voted for Kamala.
We did. Overwhelmingly.
Overwhelmingly. So, no, she got our votes. But I do think that, like, this idea, when you would hear Liz Cheney and all these people saying how, like, it's going to be women. And they meant white. It's going to be women that's going to save the day. That did not happen.
Nah.
These white bitches don't care. They
These
say,
white
I
bitches
care.
don't care.
Deport them. Send niggas back to the cotton field.
You know what? I don't feel like... I don't know. I feel like like I said, I'm educated. I have a blue passport. You know, I'm a man. I live in California. I make good money. I'll be fine. And I guess I'm sorry for you niggas who aren't set up like that. And if you were one of them niggas who voted for Trump, you're really fucking stupid. That's what I got. You real fucking slow. You $55,000 a year bitches, y'all are really stupid. To the rich ones, okay, I gotta get it. Maybe. If you make more than $390,000 a year, word. I can understand the math there. But for you brocos, your taxes just went up. Fucking idiots. You got anything else you gonna say?
Do I have anything else I have to say? I would say this, that again, I think I've already said this. It's a privilege to be in this with you.
Yes.
I mean that from my heart. It is a privilege to have a community, like I said, that where we can laugh, we can lament. We can also go through shitty things and still know that we're going to get through them. It's a privilege even to have a platform like this where you can have where you have something where people can hear us today because we're feeling and we're saying what a lot of people are thinking and feeling.
Right.
And that's that.
Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States.
Yeah, so we will be we'll be, I suppose, coming here some days and talking about the people that he done deported or the niggas that he's sending back to Georgia.
Right.
Or the women that are dying from abortions. Because all of those things are happening, or the person or the woman or a person who, because of medical reasons, may need contraceptives. They're threatening, and they have told us that these are all things that they are going to change. We literally had Dick fucking Cheney warning us to not elect this person.
Right.
And he is a warmonger.
Right.
He is a war hawk. He is a liar. Took us into a war. A couple. So, America, good.
Good luck.
I guess good luck. Is that the title? America, good luck?
America, good luck?
All right, next week.
Next week. Man.
Bye.
Bye.